Good morning, students. Can molarity be equal to normality? What is the nature of resulting solution when acid and base are mixed? To find out the answers, we'll learn about normality. So today's topic is normality. The next concentration term is normality. Today we are going to discuss about normality. Normality is number of gram equivalents of solute dissolved per liter solution. It is number of gram equivalents of solute dissolved per liter solution. So normality can be calculated by dividing number of equivalents with the volume of the solution. So normality is equal to number of gram equivalents divided by volume of the solution in liters. So if you divide number of gram equivalents with volume of the solution, you will get number of equivalents of solute per liter volume. Okay. Now normality is denoted by N. Okay. So number of equivalents is Ne by volume of the solution is V, right? So this is number of equivalents of the solute divided by volume of the solution in liters. Okay. So if volume is given in milliliters, then divide the volume of the solution in milliliters with 1000. Okay. Then you will get this formula. If a number of equivalents of solute is not given but mass is given, then divide the mass of solute, this is mass of solute, with gram equivalent mass of solute. Okay, mass by gram equivalent mass of solute will give number of equivalents into 1 by V volume of the solution in liters. Okay, suppose mass of the solute is given in grams. Okay, that is Wb, and volume of the solution is given in milliliters. In that case, okay, mass of solute divided by gram equivalent mass of solute will give number of equivalents into 1 by V volume of the solution. This is given in milliliters. So now we have to divide the volume of the solution with 1000. Okay, so that you will get this formula. So now normality is equal to weight by gram equivalent mass into 1000 by volume of the solution in milliliters, right? So this is another useful formula for normality. Okay, coming to the units of normality. Okay, so normality is equal to number of gram equivalents by volume of the solution. So from this formula, number of equivalents can be written as gram equivalents. Okay, number of gram equivalents divided by volume of the solution in liters. So here the volume is in liters. So gram equivalents per liter, or in short we can write it as GEQ per liter. Okay, so this is the unit of normality. Okay, now what is the effect of temperature? Molarity as well as normality are affected by temperature. When temperature is increased, what happens? Volume of the solution will be increased due to the expansion, right? So when volume is increased, what happens here? The volume is in denominator. So if this value increases, what happens? Normality decreases. So as temperature increases, normality decreases, right? When temperature increases, normality decreases, right? So this is how normality is affected by temperature. Okay, now we'll see how to calculate equivalent weight. Equivalent mass of a substance is the number of parts by mass of that substance which combines with 1 part by mass of hydrogen, directly or indirectly. I repeat, it is the number of parts by mass of a substance that combines or displaces 1 part by mass of hydrogen, directly or indirectly, right? Equivalent mass of a substance can be obtained by dividing the molar mass of the substance with valence factor, right? So this is equivalent mass of the substance. Okay, that is obtained by dividing molar mass with valence factor. This is valence factor. Valence factor varies for different substances. Now I'll explain how to calculate equivalent mass of different substances like acids, bases, salts and oxidizing reducing agents. Okay, for acids, okay, valence factor is equal to basicity. Basicity is nothing but a number of H plus ions given by one molecule of acid. It is equal to number of H plus ions given by one molecule of acid. Okay. So equivalent mass of acid is obtained by dividing molecular mass with basicity. Okay, that is number of H plus ions given by one molecule of an acid. Okay, for example, if you take sulfuric acid, it ionizes to give 2 H plus ions. Now what is the basicity of sulfuric acid? It is equal to 2. So equivalent mass of sulfuric acid is equal to molecular mass divided by 2. Okay, so molecular mass of sulfuric acid is 98 divided by 2, that is equal to 49. Okay, 49 is the equivalent mass of sulfuric acid. Okay, next one is base. Okay, for bases the valence factor is equal to acidity. Acidity is nothing but a number of OH minus ions given by one molecule of a base. Okay, it is number of OH minus ions given by one molecule of a base. Okay, that is equal to acidity. Okay, now equivalent mass of base is obtained by dividing molecular mass with acidity of the base. Okay, for example, calcium hydroxide ionizes to give calcium and hydroxyl ions like this. And how many OH minus ions are furnished by one molecule of calcium hydroxide? That is equal to 2. Okay, now what is the acidity? Acidity is equal to 2. So equivalent mass of calcium hydroxide, that is equal to molecular mass divided by acidity. Okay, acidity is 2. Okay, so molecular mass of calcium hydroxide is 74 by 2, that is equal to 37, right? Next category is salts. Okay, for salts valence factor is equal to charge. Okay, charge means salt ionizes to give the positive and negative ions, the total charge of cations or total charge of anions we have to take as valence factor for calculating equivalent mass. Okay, so here valence factor is equal to charge. So equivalent mass can be calculated by dividing molecular mass with the total positive charge or total negative charge. Okay, that is charge on cations, total charge on cations or total charge on anions we have to substitute here to get equivalent mass. Okay, for example, aluminum sulfate ionizes to give 2 aluminum ions and 3 sulfate ions. Okay, so what is the charge here? Okay, 2 cations are produced with charge plus 3, right? So the total positive charge is equal to 2 into plus 3, so that is equal to plus 6, or 3 into minus 2, so that is equal to minus 6, so that is the total negative charge present on anions. Okay, now by dividing molecular mass of aluminum sulfate with 6, okay, that is total positive charge or negative charge, you will get equivalent weight. Okay, so for aluminum sulfate molecular mass is equal to 342, divide with 6, you will get equivalent mass. The next category is oxidizing and reducing agents. Okay, you know, in oxidation electrons are released and the substance which releases the electrons is reducing agent. Okay, and in reduction electrons are gained and the substance which gains the electrons is oxidizing agent. Okay, so oxidizing agent gains the electrons and reducing agent loses the electrons. And here number of electrons lost by one molecule of reducing agent or number of electrons gained by one molecule of oxidizing agent is equal to the valence vector, okay, Z, okay. So here valence vector is equal to number of electrons transferred, that is number of electrons lost or gained by one molecule of oxidizing agent or reducing agent. So here equivalent mass is obtained by dividing molecular mass with number of electrons. So here we have taken the example of potassium dichromate, and in potassium dichromate ion acts as oxidizing agent, and it is gaining 6 electrons in acid medium. In dichromate ion is reduced to Cr plus 3 ion, okay, in acid medium, that we have to remember, okay. So it is gaining 6 electrons here, so 6 electrons per ion, okay, or molecule, okay. So that is the number of electrons gained. So now the equivalent mass of potassium dichromate is equal to molecular mass divided by 6, that is the number of electrons gained by one molecule or one formula unit or one dichromate ion, okay, dichromate, okay. Like this equivalent mass is calculated for different substances like acids, bases, salts, and oxidizing reducing agents, right, okay. This concept of equivalent mass I'll explain in detail in another lecture. Now I'll explain a few more important formulas to calculate normality. If a solution is diluted, then what happens? The concentration will be changed. So how to calculate the concentration or normality of the dilute solution? Let us see. Okay, this is a solution before dilution, and now some water or a solvent is added so that this solution is obtained. Okay, so this is dilute solution. Okay, this is concentrated solution. Okay, so this is before dilution, this is after dilution. Let us say normality of this solution is N1, volume is V1, and number of equivalents is Ne1, and after dilution normality becomes N2, volume becomes V2, and number of equivalents Ne2, okay. Now how do you calculate normality? Normality is equal to number of equivalents divided by volume of the solution, and for this solution N1 is equal to Ne1 by V1, and for this solution N2 is equal to Ne2 by V2, okay. So now number of equivalents is equal to normality into volume, and for this also number of equivalents is equal to normality into volume, okay. So remember, this solution is obtained from this solution, okay. So this is diluted, so that what happens? Volume of the solution is increased, that is nothing but increase in volume of solvent, okay. Volume of the solution is increased due to increase in volume of the solvent, but not solute, because solute is not changed, okay. Amount of solute remains same, okay, before dilution and after dilution. So number of equivalents is equal to number of equivalents here, okay. Number of equivalents before and after dilution remains same. Ne1 is equal to Ne2. Now can we write N1 V1 here? For Ne1 we can write N1 V1, and for Ne2 you can write N2 V2, okay. So now the formula is N1 V1 is equal to N2 V2. So if you know the normality before dilution, you can calculate normality for dilute solution, okay. So V1 is volume before dilution, V2 is the final volume, that is volume after dilution, okay. Suppose two solutions are mixed, two solutions with different concentrations and volumes are mixed but of the same solute. Then what happens? The resulting solution will have different normality, okay. So it will not have the normality of either first solution or second solution. So it will have different normality. How to find out normality of resultant solution which is obtained by mixing two solutions with different concentrations and volumes of the same solute. Let us see. Here two solutions are taken. Okay, they have different volumes and different concentrations. Now they are mixed together in a third vessel like this. Okay, so this solution will have a different normality. Let us say normality of first solution is N1, volume is V1. Okay, normality of second solution is N2, volume is V2, and number of equivalents is Ne1, and here it is Ne2. Okay, so when they are mixed, what happens? Normality of the resulting solution becomes N, volume is V. Okay, like the number of equivalents is Ne. Okay, so this is obtained by mixing these two solutions. So that is why the number of equivalents is equal to sum of the equivalents present in first and second solutions. Okay, so now Ne is equal to Ne1 plus Ne2. Okay, so for Ne1 we can write N1V1 because number of equivalents is obtained by multiplying normality with the volume. Okay, so N1V1 plus N2V2 is equal to NV. Okay, so for number of equivalents we can write NV here. Okay, now what is normality? Normality is equal to N1V1 plus N2V2 by V. Okay, so therefore normality of the resulting solution is given by N1V1 plus N2V2 divided by V. Okay, so that is the total volume, and here V is equal to V1 plus V2. Okay, so that is the total volume. Okay, this is how normality of resulting solution can be calculated. Neutralization is the reaction in which acid reacts with base to form salt and water. Okay, if normality of acid is given, normality of base can be calculated. Similarly, if normality of base is given, normality of acid can be calculated provided that volumes are given. Okay, let us see how is normality of acid or base can be calculated by taking an example. Here sulfuric acid is reacting with sodium hydroxide to form sodium sulfate and water. And from this balanced chemical equation, 1 mole of sulfuric acid is reacting with 2 mole of sodium hydroxide, or half mole of sulfuric acid is reacting with 1 mole of sodium hydroxide. Half mole of sulfuric acid means half into 98. Okay, so that is equal to 49 grams. Okay, half mole of sulfuric acid means 49 grams. Okay, so 49 grams of sulfuric acid will be equal to 1 equivalent. Okay, because equivalent mass of sulfuric acid can be calculated by dividing molecular mass with valence factor. Okay, so what is valence factor? Valence factor of sulfuric acid is 2. Okay, molecular mass is 98 and valence factor is 2 because sulfuric acid gives 2H plus ions, or basicity of sulfuric acid is 2. Okay, so what is equivalent mass? That is 49, and gram equivalent mass is 49 grams. Okay, so this is gram equivalent mass, and so 49 grams of sulfuric acid will be equal to 1 equivalent. Okay, so here 49 grams means 1 equivalent, and similarly for sodium hydroxide 40 grams is equal to 1 equivalent, because for sodium hydroxide equivalent mass is equal to molecular mass by valence factor. Molecular mass is 40, valence factor is 1 because sodium hydroxide gives 1 OH minus ions. Okay, acidity of sodium hydroxide is 1, so that is why it is 40, and gram equivalent mass of sodium hydroxide is 40 grams, and again that is equal to 1 equivalent. Okay, so gram equivalent mass is 40 grams and 1 equivalent is equal to 40 grams. Okay, so that means 1 equivalent of acid reacts with 1 equivalent of base. Okay, that is neutralization principle. Okay, but 1 mole of acid may not react with 1 mole, see here 1 mole is reacting with 2 mole. That means 1 mole of acid may not react with 1 mole of a base, but 1 equivalent of acid always reacts with 1 equivalent of base. Okay. So can we write number of equivalents of acid is equal to number of equivalents of base? Number of equivalents of acid is equal to number of equivalents of base. Okay, for number of equivalents of acid we can write normality into volume. Normality of acid into volume of acid gives number of equivalents. Okay, so that is equal to number of equivalents of base. Okay, that is again equal to normality of base into volume of base. Okay, so NaVa is equal to NbVb. If you know the normality of acid, you can calculate normality of base. Okay, provided that volumes of acid and base are given. Okay, so this is how the normality of either acid or base can be calculated by using neutralization principle. We know that one equivalent of acid is neutralized by one equivalent of base. What happens when excess of acid is taken and a little amount of base is added? Here the limiting reagent is base, so base is neutralized, and as the acid is in excess, acid will be left in the resulting solution. So what is the nature of resulting solution? That is acidic. Okay, similarly, if you take excess of base and a little amount of acid is added, then what happens? Acid is neutralized by base. As base is in excess, what happens? That will be left in the solution. So the resulting solution is basic in nature. So in the first case, the resulting solution is acidic. In the second case, the resulting solution is basic. That means if you take excess of acid, the resulting solution will have acidic nature, and if you take excess of base, the resulting solution will have basic nature. How to calculate the normality of the resulting solution, that is acidic solution or basic solution? Let us see. Okay, so here number of equivalents is equal to number of equivalents of base, that is the neutralization principle. And in the first case, if number of equivalents of acid is excess, then what happens? Number of equivalents of acid is more than number of equivalents of base. Okay, suppose 10 equivalents of acid is there and 5 equivalents of base is there. Okay, base is added to excess of acid. Okay, now these equivalents of base will be neutralized by acid. Okay, how many equivalents of acid are consumed? 5 equivalents, because number of equivalents of acid is equal to number of equivalents of base. So 5 equivalents of base are neutralized by 5 equivalents of acid. So what is the number of equivalents remaining? 5. So 5 equivalents of acid will be left. Okay, so in this case we have to subtract number of equivalents of base from acid. This is acid equivalents, this is base equivalents. Okay, this minus this will give the difference in number of equivalents. Okay, that is nothing but excess of equivalents of acid that is left. Okay, so let us say this is number of equivalents of the resulting solution. Okay, number of equivalents of resulting solution or acidic solution is equal to number of equivalents of acid minus number of equivalents of base. Okay, so this is when number of equivalents of acid is more than number of equivalents of base. Okay, now this can be substituted with NaVa, normality into volume gives number of equivalents of acid, and this can be substituted with normality of base into volume of base. NbVb gives number of equivalents of base. Okay, so this is equal to, this difference is equal to what? Normality into volume of the resulting solution. Okay, normality into volume of resulting solution. Okay, so normality into volume of resulting solution will be equal to number of equivalents of the excess component. Okay, that is nothing but acid. So now what is normality of the resulting solution? NaVa minus NbVb divided by volume of the resulting solution or final volume. Okay, this is volume of the resulting solution. This is normality of resulting solution. This is nothing but normality of acid. Okay, because acid is in excess, right? So this is how the normality can be calculated. Okay, so here again V is nothing but volume of acid plus base. Okay, here volume of the resulting solution is equal to V1 plus V2 or Va plus Vb. Okay, because resulting solution contains acid as plus base. Okay, acid as well as base volumes. Okay, so that is why it is equal to sum of the volumes of acid and base. Okay, suppose acid is added to excess of base, then what happens? Acid is neutralized by base and a base will be left in the solution, resulting solution, because base is in excess. Okay, so this is the second case. In the second case, number of equivalents of base is greater than number of equivalents of acid. Okay, for example, 20 equivalents of base are taken and a limited amount of acid is added. Say 10 equivalents of acid is added. Then what happens? 10 equivalents of acid are neutralized by 10 equivalents of base. Okay, so that means 10 equivalents will be left. Okay, so this is the amount of base that is left. So what is the nature of the solution of basic? Okay, so here number of equivalents of base is given by NeB and the number of equivalents of acid is given by NeA. Okay, so now if you take the difference, what happens? That will be equal to number of equivalents of resulting solution. Number of equivalents of resulting solution. This is nothing but a basic solution. Okay, now for number of equivalents of base, we can write NbVb. Normality into volume gives number of equivalents minus NaVa. Normality into volume again gives number of equivalents. Okay, now if you take the difference in number of equivalents, you will get number of equivalents of the resulting solution. Okay, number of equivalents of the resulting solution again that will be equal to normality into volume. Okay, so this is normality into volume of the resulting solution. Okay, now what is normality of the resulting solution? It is equal to NbVb minus NaVa divided by volume, okay, of the resulting solution. Volume of the resulting solution. This is normality of the resulting solution or normality of base. Okay, this is normality of base. Okay, so if base is present in excess during neutralization reaction, the normality of that resulting solution can be calculated by using this formula. Okay, so that becomes normality of the base. Again here volume of the resulting solution is equal to sum of the volumes of the two components, acid and base. V is equal to Va plus Vb, right? So this is how normality of the resulting solution can be calculated, that is formed after neutralization when you take excess of acid or base. Okay. At the beginning of my lecture, I asked you some questions. Let us find out the answers. Can molarity be equal to normality? Molarity can be equal to normality only when valence factor is equal to 1. So that means molarity is always not equal to normality, but it is equal to normality only when valence factor is equal to 1. For monobasic acids like HCl and HNO3, molarity is equal to normality. Similarly, for monoacidic bases like sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide, molarity can be equal to normality. Second question, what is the nature of resulting solution when acid and base are mixed. When acid and base are mixed, the resulting solution may be acidic, basic, or neutral. When we use excess of acid for neutralization, then the resulting solution will have basic nature. And if you use excess of base for neutralization, then the nature of the resulting solution is basic. And if you use equal normalities and volumes of acids and bases, then the resulting solution will have neutral nature.